Hi, Erika. I'm
Hi, how are you?
I'm good. How about you?
I'm good.
Oh, those are some beautiful earrings, Erika. They look
Oh,
really good.
thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you.
I love the color as well. So it just catches your eye.
Thank you. I love it's Native American jewelry. And
Oh,
so this
wow.
is so she is the it's
Hmm.
supposed to represent the winds of change.
Oh,
So
wow.
Navajo jewelry. I
Great.
love
Let's bring
I
this
love
up
the
in the
Southwest.
conversation. Then you can tell the audience about it as well. I think they'll find it interesting.
Maybe. Maybe.
So I was in the Scribes other session right now. It's running with Sam
Hmm.
is there and Mika is
Yep.
there. I think you have read Sam, I guess, right? Sam or Ellie. I think you have read
Yes. Yeah. Well, the other day, yes, and then Samantha and I just did another session for Scritura at 11:30.
Scritura. Yeah, I was
Yeah.
there, but then my internet went away.
Oh, all
I
right,
fixed
all
it
right.
now.
Yeah, I was listening in on their session though. It sounded like it was going well.
Yeah, it was going well.
Hmm.
So we have
So
2 minutes.
what time is it there? Middle of the night, huh?
Yeah, it's 1 a.m.
Oh yes.
I'm back.
Hello again.
Hi
Hello.
again. Oh my gosh. Why?
You
Why
So
did I do this?
you
you're
have a full day today, huh? This is your
Yeah, but
last one though, right?
this is my last thing, and then I mean, there's other sessions this evening that I really, really want to
To listen to.
listen to, but I have got to get off this computer, and I have a work event tonight, so I'm gonna be like, okay,
Yeah,
that's it,
yeah,
that's it,
yeah,
that's it.
yeah,
So
yeah.
we
It's
have
fun to see everyone's faces though, isn't it?
it's
It's
great.
really a hoot
really,
just to
really
see,
great.
after reading each other's work for so long, it's so fun to be able to put a face with with the
That's the
name.
best thing
It
about
is, and
medium.
seeing people's
Hmm.
personalities too, comes out like this,
Hmm.
and it's
Hmm.
nice.
Hmm.
That's great.
Hmm.
Very good,
I
very
know.
good.
Yeah. I hope we do this more. I think this is great.
We will.
Correct. Yeah. It should not be a yearly event. It should be like do it twice a year.
Yeah,
Hmm.
this kind of thing. Well, I'm going to make smaller pockets of it so that we can gather. I think
And
it's
gather this.
important.
Yeah, I think it's great. I like that you started a little group on Scritura. I think that's going to be
Yeah,
nice.
yeah. I'll, I'll
It'd be fun to do some live things.
yeah, we'll do it.
Hmm. Hmm.
Okay.
Should do it. So we have 1 minute. Let Andy join in, then we can start.
Okay. And you're leading us, right, Sham?
Yes, I have around 5 6 lines of some introduction. So I'll just go. I'll just do it, and then I'll give the stage to you.
All right, here we go.
Where is Andy? Uh,
I don't know.
should we start? It's 1 o'clock already.
Yeah, I think we should
I
start
think
and
we
he'll
should
pop
probably
on.
start. He'll
Yeah.
hop
Yep.
on.
Yep.
Yeah. So, who are poets? Poets are the dreamers who capture the elusive mist of thoughts, condensing them into verses that dance like fireflies in the night sky of your imagination. With quills dipped in stardust, they paint galaxies within our minds. Poets are the alchemists, transmuting raw emotions into syllables that resonate in the heart. Their words bridge the gaps between hearts, turning solitude into a shared experience. Poetry, the tapestry of emotions woven in words, where poets delve into the labyrinth of the heart and unveil its secrets through the ink of their souls. Each verse a portal, each line a whisper across time. Remember, in the realm of poetry, every word is a brushstroke, every line a melody. These snippets can inspire, provoke, and capture the essence of the poetic journey and the souls who embark upon it. Hello, welcome everyone to our session, Aegis of Scribe. I'm very, very happy to be a part of this beautiful group. With me, I think Andy has joined. So we have Andy, Erika, and Samantha. I think whoever is seeing us right now, they have read them because Erika and Samantha are there in Medium for a long, long time. Andy is new, but I think you should definitely check his work out. It's amazing. So just to start things off, maybe let let's start with Andy because you are new. So, Andy, so if you can give us a little bit about yourself, how how you're finding Medium and how you discovered Scribe as a platform, as a community. Scribe as a beautiful community who supports each other a lot. So how are you liking it in your initial days? And the second question would be, uh, when did you first start writing? I mean, what is your earliest memory that you remember that you started scribbling something?
Right. Hi, everybody. Thanks for being here. So I guess I'll take it in reverse order, Sean. The earliest piece I can remember writing is a love poem to my dog. It was, short and rhyming and about as basic as you get. But I guess that's always been me, wearing my emotions and loving my doggos. As far as Medium and Scribe goes, so I've written on and off. I've had some blogs about teaching, coaching, because I teach 6th grade science here in Ann Arbor, Michigan. But it's been really on and off throughout my life. And then it was late in the year in 2021, lost a mentor of mine. And I was at his funeral with some very good friends. And one of those friends kind of put his arm around me and said, "Hey, I miss your words." And it just meant absolutely the world to me. So I got back to it, stumbled across Medium as a place to put them. But then was kind of feeling a little lost and having a hard time connecting. And that's when I found Scribe, and Thomas is in this community. And Shami said it perfectly. I really think it's a place where beautiful things live. If I try to, if I happen to write something that I feel is precious in some way, I'm like, oh, that's a Scribe thing. So the community's been very welcoming. And Thomas is amazing in generating this community for us.
Thomas is really, really helpful and amazing. Very well said, Andy. Thank you. If I move to Erica now, firstly, Erica, those earrings are very beautiful. I guess.
Oh, thank you.
I already saw it before, so
Yeah, we were just. He
talking
was
about
commenting earlier. This represents the winds of change. It's a southwestern Navajo piece.
That's interesting. So, Erika, same questions to you about Scribe, about the Medium community, and when you first started writing.
So I have always written, and some of my earliest memories were writing in this little green notebook that I actually found I still have. I used to carry this around with me when I was a kid, and I would write all the time. I had a cherry tree I would go sit under, and I would write while I was write poetry out there. So writing it's always been a part of my life. Anyways, I taught yoga for 20 years, and I used to take groups of my students through India, and I frequently, and I also have a master's in yoga studies, and I taught some of the Eastern spirituality and texts and such for Loyola Marymount University. And when the pandemic started, I really just decided, writing is my dream. The yoga world was sort of dissolving, and I just decided to jump full tilt into writing and photography. And I've been trying to, make something of it and have a few pieces and some anthologies. And I love the community on Medium. It has been so helpful. Samantha and I were talking in the other session we were just in for Scriptura a little while ago about how, to me, the most amazing thing about Medium is the feedback from people. For years, I was in a writing critique group with 6 women. I wrote a sprawling 600-page paranormal historical novel that no one ever read except for these 6 women. And so to me, it's so amazing to be in a community like this where people actually want to read my words. And I love when people highlight things and comment on things. It's that I learn so much from that, and it's just and it touches me so much too. I feel like as a writer, that is, this is what we want to do. We want to touch people. We want to be able to resonate with people. And so it's very, very meaningful to me when people respond, and when people highlight and they say that they like things. And Scribe has just been there's so many great publications, but Scribe really, I think, is just a super high quality publication. I think Thomas has really, curated some just really amazing writers. And I've always felt like it's really, if you want to get better at something, you want to surround yourself with people who are, better than you at whatever it is you're trying to pursue. And I just feel like there's so many amazing poets here on Scribe. It's nice to be in their company, and I feel like I'm learning from. Yeah,
very true. I think Thomas is like, he's our guiding light. Oh, am I not audible?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, yeah. So Thomas is like our guiding light. He's always there helping us in every way possible. So thank you, Thomas. I think Thomas is here as well. Hi, Thomas. Thank you, Thomas. So yeah, moving to Samantha again, same question. Like, when did you start writing for Medium in the first place? What was your first article? Maybe what was your feedback? How did you feel like when you started writing for Medium? And about Scribe, how's your experience been? So if you can share.
Yes. Sorry about that little sign language thing, if that made you feel like you weren't being heard. I'm also a teacher of the similar age group to Andy, and I think we're like, this is the sign for same, instead of like talking over someone who's always like, we feel the same way. You just do that little sign.
Yes.
Okay. So let's see, you said, when did I start writing in general, or when did I start writing on Medium, or both?
You can
Whatever.
go for both.
Okay.
When did you first start writing? Yeah.
Well, like Erica, I was a writer from the time I could write. So when I learned my letters, used to sit up pretty much all night, insomniac, chronically, making up worlds and writing down all the people in them, and doing writerly things and being inspired by writers from a really young age. I found recently also the little book that my father gave me for a birthday, I think in 1982, and I've got some poems in there. But the first piece I really remember writing was based on a dream I had, and it was called The Melting Time Boxes. And I had my grandpa photocopied it at work for people to read, and I felt like a published author, and it was just really sweet. Still have that copy. It's very interesting. It's really adorable. But then on Medium, I found Medium, I think in 2017, I found it because I was connected to one of the parents of my students way back then, and he had written a couple things on there. And it was remarkable. And in 2019, I changed jobs, and in the transition between knowing if I was going to go to another school and be in another classroom, I decided to, do the thing that I'd always wanted to do, which was, wasn't sure if I was going to freelance or if I was going to go for publication or whatever it is that I felt like. But I knew that I've always been a writer, and that I had to get myself out there more than I was already. And I've been teaching writing for 25 years, and it's just part of my existence to be in these kind of communities. I really thrive in them. And so in 2019 is when I joined Medium. I don't remember exactly how I found Scribe, but that's when I started publishing there. And what I have found about this community of writers is the genuine care with which Thomas connects with all of the writers and the readers of the publication, his newsletters, his, call outs for things, his prompting, just pushing people to go deeper into their work. And I think, I write a lot all over the place, and a lot of what I write, I don't put on Scribe because I feel like a lot of what I write is kind of in this, I don't know let me rephrase that. What I mean to say is that when I feel like something is touching, or it feels like the emotional piece of me that is more, I think, soft and forgiving towards myself and others, is more of the, I don't want to say lighthearted, because I tend to write some deep stuff, but I think more of my more edgy or angry writing or some other kinds of healing that I need to do goes elsewhere. And then on Scribe, I feel like I can be my more loving self or my more giving self. And that's sort of, I know, Andy, you said that, oh, this goes in Scribe. I think like when I have those kinds of emotional connections to the work that I'm doing, then I'll put it there. And it's been an amazing place to publish.
Yeah, definitely. Scribe has been a wonderful place to publish our work. And
Sham, I hope that you'll answer the same questions. Interested about your early memories of writing and your journey to Scribe and through Medium.
Yeah, so for me, you know, my family, my parents have been, they're avid readers. So when I was very small, they used to bring me books. They bombarded me with a lot of books. Read, whether you like it or not, you are bombarded with books. So that's how the love for reading started. And then what I used to do is when I read a couple of books, Enid Blyton, then Robinson Crusoe, and all those things, plus our regional literature, Rabindranath Tagore and things like that. So what happened is I started picking plot points from them and write my own story, my own plots, mixing up stories and doing something with that. So that's how I started writing, and I enjoyed it a lot. And then when I moved to college, I started writing for a college magazine, stories and stuff like that. And that's how it continued. And I think with Scribe, I discovered Scribe long back, but uh, after, I mean, only this year, I guess, in the month of January is when I dropped an email to Thomas with drafts of two of my poems, one fiction, and then Thomas replied back, and then yeah, that's how the journey started. And I think that's one of the best decisions I have made, to join Scribe as a writer. So yeah, that's my story. Um, so I had one interesting question, like, for all of you, how does the words come to you? Do you seclude yourself completely from the environment? You sit at a place, you think what to write, and then you start writing, or is it instinctively, like you're sitting? I mean, there could be a lot of people around, sounds and everything. You just sit there, and instinctively the plots come in, and you start writing, and that's how the words flow. I mean, Erika, if you can start, if you can.
For me, it's movement. I'm a mountain biker, and a lot of my poetry comes when I'm out on the bike. I use a little voice. I use a little voice recorder, and or just on the phone, and record it in bits and pieces as I'm going. But being out on the bike or being out in nature, I handwrite all my poems initially. It just works better to me, for me, that just there's something tactile about it that is just necessary. And so I'll take a notebook out into the garden and spend time out in nature, and that's where it comes. It's harder for me to receive a poem when I'm just sitting at a desk saying
Okay.
come. It just doesn't always come. I need to be more active, and then I just hear it,
Yeah,
and it just normally comes in one piece. I just hear it, and the whole thing, I have to write it down before it's gone.
very true. That is interesting. Thomas says nature is a wonderful source of inspiration. Yeah, that's very true, Thomas. Yeah, yeah. Samantha, for you, how does the words come flowing?
I think I said this in another session, but they don't stop coming to me. So I,
Yeah,
I have to decide, some space for myself to get the words out. But I often will stop. I have notebooks with me all the time, and I try to keep certain notebooks separate so that I can have this kind of writing here and this kind. But it ends up being the same as it ever was, with different things all over the place. So, I jot things on Post-it notes when I think of them. But I try to dedicate. Well, I do dedicate every single morning just to write whatever comes into my head. It's become ritual, and that helps me clear a little bit of the noise. I'm just very vivid dreamer, and high, like, constant neuron firing going on all the times, which can be loud. So I practice a lot of meditation and things like that help me to quiet that voice. Sometimes I need to shut up, but I definitely have found ways to help me focus and produce, cohesive work, I think. And like Erica as well, I find, I like to be outside, I garden, all of the practices that I will do in sort of a, present moment where I can be just with whatever it is that I'm doing in that moment. That's when the voice that actually needs to be listened to will come in, and I can sort through and find inspiration. So movement in nature and pretty much anything inspires me. So
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah. Andy, for you?
Yeah. I feel like I'm somebody who pays a decent amount of attention to what's going on in the world around me, but also what's going on, like Samantha, you're saying, to the words that just keep showing up. Erica, like you, I move, and I think some of the things that that sometimes words arrive when I'm running. Not so much cycling. I have to try too hard to stay on my bike. But what tends to happen is, unlike Erica, things don't arrive fully formed at all for me. I get a snippet, a line, an idea, and I just kind of sit with it for a while and see what it becomes. Just let it roll around in my head, just chew on it, and eventually sit down and try to make something of it. But mostly it's just paying attention. Brushing my teeth, great time for ideas.
That's an interesting one. Yeah.
Yeah. How about you, Shah?
I think that's how it works for me as well, Andy. Like, I get an idea, then I think about it for some time, like brew it in the mind, how it matures or something like that, and then I sit and I just finish writing, and then send it to Scribe mostly. So, Samantha, there's a question for you. Audrey has a question. She says, Samantha, you talked about emotions, right? So, she says all kinds of emotions, anger included, is what her question is. I just approved the question. You can take a look.
okay.
Come out. Yeah.
It says all kinds of emotions, anger included. Yeah, of course. Anger is a response to fear often. I like to pick at how I feel and explore it as deep as I can. I think anger, the emotion of anger can find its beautiful way out into expression, but also sometimes, like to create something as art from anger or from any emotion that you're feeling can be experienced by the reader as well, and to be understood by the reader. And often, as poets, we find unique ways or our unique stories in order to share our emotions and to be, but that's, if we can evoke the emotion that we're going for our reader, then I think, anger included. Because I think we're often fearful of things that are happening or will happen. It's a crazy time to be alive right now. And
Very true.
we say that, but I think any time would be a crazy time to be alive, whatever was going on in the world. But I think like writing just gives us that outlet, that chance to really experience and express what it means to be human. And I think we can all relate to that.
Yes.
So all kinds of emotion.
All kinds of emotions, basically. Yeah.
Especially joy.
Especially joy. Yeah, that's how it should be. Maybe. Can we do some poetry reading now? Let's start with I don't know, Andy. Maybe if you can start with one of your pieces.
I'd definitely like to go first and not last, being in the company of y'all. Let's get mine out of the way.
Sure.
Yeah. I'll read something called Lake Superior Once a Poem. I wrote it while running next to Lake Superior. There's not a lot there. It's just me being there. Lake Superior wants a poem. Green waves, each a question, mist, restless on the rocks, the lake begs, implores, write for me. Write me that silver gull, the slow toll of a buoy bell, a waterlogged dock sinking in the mist, naked driftwood, naked trees, black rocks piled in a wet wall, the Maumee anchored at the oar dock, taking on her load of iron innards. The lake aches for words, a wet and hungry dog. But not today. I will not write your poem. All I can do is put one foot in front of the other in the dirt, breathe in and out, and keep running.
That's
Who's
amazing.
next?
Erika, maybe you. Erika, you're speaking on mute, Erika. If you can unmute yourself, please. You are on mute. If you can, no sound. Just that microphone icon, if you click. Not yet. Yes.
There.
Yeah. Now. Speak now. No. You're not audible, Erika. Yeah, let's try the earphones maybe. Not audible. We cannot hear you.
Yeah,
No,
what?
you can leave and come back maybe if that works.
Yeah, Samantha, Shamshir, what do you want to take it while Erica gets sorted out?
Yeah,
Sure,
Samantha. Yeah,
I
you
can. That's fine.
Sure.
Although I don't know which one to read. Okay. I'll read a watery one too, Andy, since you shared one. This is I published this in Scribe in April of this year. It's called Mornings for Rowing the Marsh. At dawn, she seeks the ibis, wraps her fingers around the canoe, gently tugging across pebbled roots. She watches the ripples form arches, echo of a splash in the morning marsh of this brackish breakfast ritual. Murmurations of swarming birds darken the brightening sky. Marshy cordgrass marks beginnings. She pulls the oar behind her as the stroke unfurls its curl. Spring peepers announce awakening along the reedy shores, and she thinks this day is music, paddling out and back again. Though she didn't see Erebus, tomorrow's row she might.
Erika, is it you are not audible, unfortunately. Not yet audible. Okay, maybe she's trying weird issues. Fingers crossed. Then maybe I'll start mine until and unless she joins back. Yeah. So this is a poem again published on Scribe June 21. It's called Moments Like This. It's a love poem.
Okay.
That love-
Can you hear me?
Yes, you're back.
You can hear me?
Now we can hear you. We cannot see
I
you,
can't
Erika.
hear you.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, well, I'll read my poem.
Yeah, sure.
You can hear?
Sure.
Okay.
We can hear, yes.
The vanishing. It changes you somehow. The taste of the wild. The touch of the raw, wet air against your skin. The scent of moss and decaying things. The instinctive tinge of fear in your belly. The loss of oneself into something bigger. The vanishing. And you don't know what scares you more, being engulfed by the dreams of trees, or in the silver slip of moon song lilting on the breeze, or in wrinkled valleys disappearing into granite peaks, or the spill of water trailing in braids across the cheek of the delta, or the cry of the hawk searching for its mate, or the spate of sudden rain pebbling your skin when that storm blew in across the mountain and you tasted the frizzen of lightning upon your tongue, or the time when you fell into stardust landing upon the sea, or when you felt the glacier breathing, and you knew that same breath had been breathed by whales slipping up through the sheath of Arctic waters into the frigidity of a solstice summer day, and also by some long-gone creature skittering through a heathered heath. And you knew that someday you too would simply slip into obscurity, lost within the wildness, or maybe somehow freed. The vanishing, it terrifies me. But then I remember the mycelium pulsing beneath my feet, synaptic fingers of fungal energy connecting roots and singing about a scale of time of which I cannot even begin to conceive. And I have to believe that the engulfing creep of wildness and the seeping need of my soul for immersion into the beat of a hummingbird's wings, or the heady perfume of lupine, thick where once the snow lay deep in the crease of the earth, or the delirious warmth of sun now soaking into my skin, is to remind us of the thin boundary between fear and the whisper-thick truth of who we really are and of what is left behind in the shivering silence, dying behind the screech of the great horned owl who has seen you in the darkness. Thank you.
We're not able to see you, Erica,
Let me
but
see if I can.
you can hear us. Yeah. So I'll quickly
I still
finish
can't
off.
hear you, but
Oh, is it? Okay. But yeah, I mean, so I'll finish it off with my poem. So again, this was published on Scribe on June 21st. Moments like these. That lovely little moment when you unknowingly find the cusps of my hand, meandering deep in half slumber, and with all the belief in the world, you lay your sleepy head on that, requesting my other hand to mildly caress your forehead, requesting my fingers to meander aimlessly through your hair, then one tiny look through your dreamy eyes at mine, a half smile, a small brush of your hands on my cheek, and then you sleep. Sleep in my embrace, peacefully, without a thought or worry. Moments like these is all that I yearn for, is all that my little heart longs for always. Yeah, that's the one. Do we have? I think it's almost
Yeah.
done.
Like I said, Scribe is a place for beautiful things. Thank you for sharing those 3 beautiful immersive experiences. Oh, wow. Good to hear it in your own words.
Exactly.
We shall meet again.
We shall definitely
I can
meet.
finally hear you guys again.
Oh, good. Welcome back now that we're done.
Yeah.
Yes. I
Very,
don't know what
very.
happened. Anyways, thank you. And
Thank you.
Shab, I put the captions on so I could see what you were reading.
Yes,
What you wrote, what you read at the beginning too was so beautiful. Thank
it
you for
was.
starting our session with that. That was just lovely.
Yes.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you,
so much
everyone.
for joining. Thank you so much. Thank you to Scribe, to Medium, to Thomas, and everyone who joined us today. Thank you.
Have a
Be
good
well,
rest
y'all.
of your day.
Bye.
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 Bye.